Alright, welcome back to the video, everyone. What we're doing in this one is going over the StreamLight ProTac Rail Mount 2. As the name suggests, this is StreamLight's rail mountable flashlight, and it does feature their 10-tap programmable function. We'll go over that a little bit later, but before we do that, let's go over the dimensions. So this flashlight is 5 inches long. The lens is 1.25 inches in diameter. The small portion of this shaft here is just under 7/8 of an inch. And then the shaft, including this integrated base at the bottom, is rated about 1 inch, and then this whole package together weighs about 5 ounces. So the entire outer shell here is made of anodized aluminum, finished in this nice black finish. It does have a tempered glass lens, and the entire thing is waterproof up to 1 meter for 30 minutes, and that's with just the standard push button on the back installed. With the tape switch installed, it is only water resistant, it is not waterproof. As far as power goes, this does run off of 2 CR123A batteries, which can be accessed by taking off the back cover. And there they are. This does have a 2-hour runtime on high, which is at 625 lumens, and then it has a 21-hour runtime on low, which is at 60 lumens. So as far as the tape switch that comes with this, I have it installed on my Aero Precision upper here. So the tape switch just has the tape switch itself, which is just a momentary push button. It is non-latchable, but then it also has the latchable button on the back, which has all the same functions as the standard push button that comes on the light. It does have a half press, and then it has a full latchable press. Like I said, this is their 10-tap programmable flashlight. So what that means is it has 3 modes. Mode number 1 is high and strobe, mode number 2 being high only, and mode number 3 being low and high. So right now we're on mode number 1. So if I half click, we have high, and then if I double click, we have our strobe. And then you can latch both of those on, double click, latch the strobe on. That's how you get into those different modes. In order to switch between mode 1, 2, and 3 though, what you need to do is you need to half press this button on the back 9 times, and on the 10th press you're going to click it fully and then hold it there, and then it should move on to the next mode. So we're in mode 1 right now. Let's go ahead and move on to mode 2. So I'm going to half click this 9 times and then hold on the 10th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it gave me a little bit of a flash there. So right now this is high only. So if I click this button 1 time, we're in high. If I double tap, you can see we're still in high. So it's going to be high only. That's mode number 2. So mode number 3 is going to be low and high. So let's do that sequence one more time. All right. So right now we should be in mode number 3. So if I click this on 1 time, you can see we are in low. This is 60 lumens of output. And then if I double tap, you can see we're in high. We're now at 625 lumens of output. So let's go ahead and go back to mode number 1, because that's the one that I usually keep it on. All right, we're back to mode number 1. So as far as mounting this light, it does come with the included Picatinny or 1913 rail, however you want to call it. What it is, it's just got 2 Allen bolts going through the side here that mount it to the base of the flashlight. And then it's just got this little thumb screw here, which allows you to loosen and tighten the mount for Picatinny. So if we wanted to mount this on the end of my upper here, I'll just loosen that up, mount it on, and then tighten it down. And then we are mounted on the front. Excuse me. So now this is a little bit of an awkward position for me. As you can see on my Aero Precision upper here, which is what I primarily have this light installed on, it does have a smooth top. So there's no other Picatinny rails other than this little portion on the front here. So there's really no other place I can mount this unless I mount it directly to the M-Lok slots here, which is where this guy here comes into play. So what this is BCM's M-Lok modular scout light mount. This retails for $39.95, and you can use this to mount your light anywhere on your rail as long as it is M-Lok compatible. So let's go ahead and take the Picatinny rail off of this guy right now, and it will replace it with the BCM mount. So to actually mount the light onto the BCM mount, all you have to do is figure out which orientation you're going to be mounting in. I'm going to be mounting this on the right side, so I'm going to have this angled flange out to the right, and then I'm just going to set the flashlight on top. And then there's two Torx head screws that slide through the bottom here and actually thread into the bottom of the mount here. So let's go ahead and get that installed. Alright, so now we can go ahead and take this whole mount and we can put it on the gun. Alright, so now that we have it mounted on there, you can see that it sits nice and flush with the handguard here. If you were to mount it just directly on the side of the rail, it would stick far out quite a bit, but since this is an angled mount, you can see that it actually sits a little bit more flush than what it would either sitting directly on top or directly on the side. So it's a little bit of a nice design. So let's go ahead and replace that back button with the tape switch. Alright, so now that I have that installed on there, you can see our tape switch is now operational with the light. So like I said, we have that momentary switch right here. I can click and hold and it's just going to be momentary. As soon as I let go, it's going to turn off. And this has that same double tap function where I can double tap the tape switch and it'll go into my strobe. And then we have that same button on the back here. If I half click, it's going to just be a momentary, or I can full click and it's going to hold on, and then it has that same function with the strobe. So this is a really nicely designed tape switch here. I really like how you have the two different style buttons. You can have that latch on, or you can have that tape switch. So going over the actual mounting methods of the tape switch, you can see what I have here is I just have it zip tied to my rail here, but it does come included with some other options. They give you this 3M double-sided sticky tape. I'm not quite sure how well this would work. I think you're just supposed to stick this on the tape switch and then just sticky tape this thing wherever you want on your rail. I'm not sure how this would hold up with all the elements as far as rain, snow, mud. I'm not sure how well it would hold up, but I'm sure it could be just fine, but I think it would fall off eventually. The other thing they give you are these little rubber things here. I'm not quite sure how they actually work. I think the way they're designed is you're supposed to take them and clip them on your Picatinny rail anywhere, and then the tape switch itself is just supposed to slide into here and hold itself in place. But you can see it doesn't take much force to actually pull these off. I mean, I'm barely pulling on these and it just falls off, so I'm really not sure how well that would actually hold. I think you're supposed to use their included zip ties in assistance with these to hold it on, but I never tried them. They're just little pieces of rubber. They seemed a little bit cheesy to me, so I didn't even bother with them. So like I said, I just went ahead and I zip tied it onto my rail here. I went ahead and put it on the opposite side of my handguard from where I hold it, so that way when I'm doing my tactical C grip, I can go ahead and actuate that switch and that push button there too. I could have had it on this left side here where my hand is, but it seems like it'd be a little bit more uncomfortable and prone for accidentally enabling the light. You can see if I were to have the switch on this side, I could push the tape switch no problem, but I would have to reach back at quite an uncomfortable angle to hit the latch button, versus when I'm doing it over here, I can have my thumb on top and it's really easy for me to just slide back, hit that latch button versus trying to come back at this awkward angle here to try to hit that latch button. So as far as some of the pros with this thing, it retails for $140, but right now you can get it for around $100. I ordered mine from Amazon a couple years ago for I think around $103. So it's a pretty good value for what you're getting. You're getting the light, you're getting the tape switch, you're getting the standard button, and it gives you a bunch of different mounting options for all of these different things. So I think it's quite a good value for what you are getting. And I think the light has great output as well. I mean, 625 lumens, that's pretty bright. You don't really want to go much brighter than that. You can, but there's certain environments, especially indoors, if you have a lot of reflections or really flat, shiny walls with really bright flashlights, you can get reflections off of that, and it can be kind of disorienting when you're trying to walk around inside with the flashlight on. So I think 625 lumens is a pretty good spot as far as light output, at least for me personally, from my experience. Some of the cons, I can't really think of any cons right now as far as issues I've had with this light. Possibly, I would like to see some other mounting options come out of the box. It does come with the Picatinny mount, which is a good mount, but not many people are using Picatinny nowadays. A lot of people are either using Keymod or M-Lok, so I would really like to see StreamLight, if they come out with a new version of the ProTac, I would really like to see them included in the box with some of those, some mounts for those other systems. But that would cost a little bit more money, so that could be a downgrade for some people who don't need those. But I think the majority of people aren't really bothering with Picatinny anymore. Other than that, I think that this thing is perfect out of the box. I've had no issues with it. Everything has worked flawless for me. The batteries are still the original batteries I've had in it since day one. I've had this for maybe a year and a half, 2 years, and it's run flawlessly ever since. As far as the durability, I have banged this thing around. There's a few gouges and scratches in it. I haven't beat on it too much, but I've beat on it enough to know that it's not going to suddenly go out if you tap it against the side of a wall or something. So I think it's a great value, and if you're looking at getting into one of these, I really think that this is a good option for you. With the tape switch, the design of it, the light itself, the durability, I mean, you can't really go wrong. So if you're looking at getting the StreamLight, I'd say go ahead. I think you'll really enjoy it. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and I hope you found it informative. Thanks for watching.